go back to something you said before, which is Americans are the most propagandized in the world and they don't even realize. So my question to you is, you've just explained everything perfectly, the way I would, the way people that I know would. What is it going to take for Americans to understand what you're saying?
Well, it's going to take more shows like mine and people like Jackson Hinkle, Glenn Greenwald, The Gray Zone, Russell Brand to tell the truth about it, because they can't get the truth about it in the corporate media. They think they can. And the reason for that is what I was alluding to earlier. Bill Clinton, we used to have 50 giant media companies in America when I was a kid. And in 1996, Bill Clinton passed the Telecommunications Act, which took us from 50 giant media companies down to 6 even more giant, more humongous media companies. So now every TV show, every radio show, every news article, every magazine, every program you see or hear is controlled by one of 6 companies, which is owned by a handful of billionaires, right? So that's why Americans are the most propagandized people in the world. They think when they turn on the news and they see Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Sean Hannity, they think they're getting the news. They don't realize what they're getting is all the news that's been approved by a handful of billionaires that run everything in the Western world. And what they're actually doing is not trying to inform us. They're trying to manufacture consent for the agenda of the oligarchy, because we don't live in a democracy in the United States, which was proven by a Princeton study over 10 years ago. It doesn't matter what the average voter wants, doesn't matter how they vote. What only matters is what the oligarchs and the billionaire class wants. That's what gets reflected back in legislation, not the will of the people, not the will of the workers, which is why we live in a country where people live under every bridge. We have homeless people. People still don't have health care. They go bankrupt when they get sick. People don't have a living wage. Housing is unaffordable. And all our U.S. Treasury money is being funneled to foreign wars by the trillions, while our own country is wasting away. This is how all empires end. And this is exactly how the United States is ending. And we're weaponizing the dollar too, right? So the United States dollar is the currency of the world, right? So everybody has to, if you want to trade between countries, you have to change your money into American dollars, and then you could trade. Well, that's going away because they've weaponized the American dollar. That's the one thing that's been propping up our economy, which is why the United States can have $34 trillion in debt. They can keep printing fiat currency because everybody needs our money. Well, that is going away through BRICS and what we're doing, what we did to Russia and Iran. And so now there are power centers and economic power centers that are being invented to oppose the United States. And that's a good thing for the world. It's a horrible thing for the United States. And all the things they said that would happen under Donald Trump is actually happening under Joe Biden, because he's not a Democrat. He's not a lefty. He's a neocon, authoritarian, warmongering maniac